you guys. I'm Sherry Sancholi, and you have found this week's Espresso Chat brought to you by Live Well Naturally. Today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is dogs. Whether you have a dog, you want a dog, you know someone who loves their dog, this is going to be a great class so that you can learn how to help your dogs naturally. So let's dive in. All right, here we are. Set my timer. We'll try to cram all this in 15 minutes. This is my fall collection of slides. If you're watching on YouTube in the spring, still pretty. This is my espresso chats. Again, I'm Sherry, brought to you by Live Well Naturally. And welcome. The reason why I came up with the phrase espresso is I wanted them to be kind of like a little coffee break. Short, easy for you to watch, easy for me to produce, and just kind of cover one thing. So today we're talking about dogs. And of course, it's like one of my favorite topics. Before we get going, I just want to give you a little glimpse into who this rando person on YouTube is. My name is Sherry. I'm from the beach in San Diego. And I just love soaking up moments more than anything. And so how this correlates to doTERRA is that I already felt pretty great in 2018 when I found doTERRA. And I was already doing most of these activities, if not all of them, yoga, travel, listening in, taking in some live music, spending time with my family and close friends, loving dogs, the beach, blah, blah, blah. But once I started using doTERRA products and slowly but surely switching out their plant-based formulas for, things that I used to use that were toxic filled, I started feeling even better. I had more energy, less brain fog. And so it really motivated me to tell you all about it. So here I am doing just that. Trying to go kind of quick because I love our topic today and I want to not skimp on it. Take a screenshot of this. At the end, I'm going to share my contact information. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. But here's how you enjoy essential oils. You can smell any oil that's from doTERRA. We test them for purity. That's a great way to get started, whether it's drops in your hands or diffusing them. Topically, you can put most oils on your skin unless they're what we call hot oils. It basically boils down to herbs like basil, rosemary, thyme, oregano, cinnamon, clove, things like that. You'll just know because if you put it on your skin, it's going to be too much. And going forward, just please use a carrier oil. But fun fact about that, if you do use a carrier oil, such as fractionated coconut oil, for all of your topical applications, the benefit is that it's going to slow down the evaporation and you're going to get better absorption. So when in doubt, use it with a carrier oil. And then internally, only if it says supplement facts right below the label, like you would see on a cracker box, that doesn't mean that we are able to safely ingest the oil. So please be careful about that. Not all essential oils were meant to be ingested. So fun facts about essential oils. I think this is really interesting. Just in 20 seconds, you'll find essential oils in your bloodstream. 2 minutes, they can be detected in your brain. And a total of 20 minutes, they're going to be found in every cell of your body, which helps bring home the point of why it's so important that your oils are from doTERRA or a reputable company where they test for purity, which it's the only company I know that for sure does. I'm not saying others don't, but just that's your homework for essential oils in general. Or you can just lean into doTERRA like I have, and you know that they've been tested. I leave tomorrow for convention. I go every year. This will be my 4th time. And I get to chat with the chemists and the scientists and see what a huge campus it is and how much they've put into their product to make sure it is pure and that they are delivering top-notch, quality products. So it kind of brings it home when you're there and you really see the physical proof of it all. Big old vats of frankincense. So cool. Okay, really trying to stay on track. Why doTERRA? I've kind of already been leaning into that. They test 54 rounds of tests, 11 of them from a third party, and then they share the results of those tests on a website called source2u.com. And one example real quick is about now it'd probably be 6 or 7 years ago, our government allowed us to test lavender oil on a controlled group of 100 humans for 5 years. And at the end of the 5 years, they deemed our essential oils pharmaceutical grade. They were not only consistent in aroma, which is nice, but more importantly, they were consistent in their therapeutic properties. So how do they do that when they're not synthetic? They, for example, with the lavender, they harvest it from 4 different regions all over the world. The chemists that I'm going to chat with on Wednesday um, go through and figure out how to handle the variables of weather, any kind of natural diseases that have come through. They figure out how much to get of this crop and that crop to come up with the same bottom line. So year to year, batch to batch, we've cracked the code in producing high quality and consistent essential oils. I could spend an hour on this slide, but we got dogs to talk about. Okay, dogs. This is my beautiful puppy, Pearl. We love her so much. We don't know where the red fish went. Maybe in the backyard somewhere. We can't find it, but we love her. She's either hiding things or stealing things, or, she's 5 months old and just full of life. Okay, let me stay focused here. I did some research on like what oils do I think I want to talk about, because I use quite a bit on Pearl and other past dogs I've had. And these are my top contenders: lavender, cedarwood, lemongrass, frankincense, Roman chamomile, a DIY flea and tick spray, which I really want you guys to pay attention about that specifically, and a DIY funky paw spray that I rave about. I've used both of these, and just really great to be able to help your dogs from the comfort of your own home, or if you're out traveling, you're not having to try to find a vet. Dilution. I put this down here because it's so important. Dogs are super sensitive. If you are diffusing them aromatically, please always have a door open so that they can self-govern. And if it's too much for them, they can leave the room. They're just so much more sensitive than we are. We need to make sure to give them those options. If you're using it on them topically, the ratio of carrier oil to essential oil for small dogs is 9 to 1. So 9 drops of fractionated coconut oil to just 1 drop of essential oil. If they're larger, anywhere between 3 and 8. It depends how big. Use your common sense. If you're not sure, lean on the side of higher dilution, and then you can always add more. And fractionated coconut oil is a great carrier because they've spun out the proteins. It's not going to coagulate. It's not greasy, and it doesn't have any aroma of its own. Okay, so here are these different ones I listed. Let's dive in a little more. So lavender, most people are probably already guessing this. All things soothing, right? It's great for their skin, for their paws. We took Pearl to the beach recently, and I felt like maybe the sand was a little warmer than I realized. Quick little exit to the car. It wasn't a big deal, but she's a puppy and she's my baby. So I just mixed up some lavender with the fractionated coconut oil and just slathered it on her paws. And she seemed to appreciate it. It wasn't like I say, it wasn't a ER situation, but it was nice to feel like any doubt was relieved because I had tended to her paws. Also really great for car sickness. If they get a little anxious about getting in the car, if they tend to have allergies, it's a really great oil for that. And of course, for sleeping, if they seem to not sleep through the night, you could diffuse on the far side of the room very highly diluted lavender, or tend to them that way when they wake up. But again, less is more. Always have an exit plan. Don't put too much in a space where they don't have a choice. Okay, or too much, period, right? Let's keep going. Cedarwood, it promotes healthy skin and coats for dogs. So really great if you're wanting to work on the condition of their skin or the coats. Again, highly diluted, small steps to make sure you're not overdoing. Lemongrass. Oh, I should have made a picture. Okay, I'm just going to tell you now what I'm thinking about it. There's a book by Dr. Janet Roarke, Roarke, and you can get it on Amazon. It has a picture of a dog and a cat on the cover, and she's who I've learned from, and she is so knowledgeable. The book is really helpful. So again, my contact information is going to be at the end. You can always ask me about it later. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Lemongrass is a great antibacterial and antifungal oil, and it will help boost your dog's immune system. Frankincense, really great for reducing inflammation, both in humans and dogs. Of course, they're going to get less of it. Really great for their guts, small intestine, and again, any allergies. Roman chamomile, it helps to provide a calming mood for dogs who are feeling anxious or nervous. It's really up there with lavender as far as being a calming oil. Now, these next two are my DIYs, and I'm going to keep going fast so that the next screen you can screenshot the recipes. But the flea and tick spray, I'm passionate about. Please think about not using Western flea and tick medicine anymore, and think about giving this a go. And the funky paw spray, same thing. So great to be able to take care of your dog from the comfort of your own home or while you're on the go. Okay, so how do we do all this? How do we enjoy it? Lavender, again, please screenshot this. 1 to 2 drops into a spray bottle, top it off with water. Cedarwood, 1 drop of oil, half a cup of fractionated coconut oil, and use the cloth to just kind of massage it into their fur. As you know, notice every recipe is like 1 to 2 drops. They're so highly concentrated. It takes 28 cups of peppermint tea to equal 1 drop of peppermint essential oil. So don't worry, you're not cutting corners, you're not skimping. It's so concentrated. Less really is more. Okay, I was on frankincense. Calms minor skin irritations. Never apply the oil on a large or infected wound, but it's also great to diffuse. And then Roman chamomile, again, we talked about this last slide. You put a cup of water, tablespoon of unscented Castile soap with a half teaspoon of glycerin, and then you can just do like 1 drop of the Roman chamomile. I didn't add that to my text. Okay, here's what I want to spend the most time about. Flea and tick spray. 20 drops of turmeric, 20 drops of cedarwood, 15 drops of lavender, 15 drops of geranium, and 15 drops of peppermint with 1 teaspoon of the apple cider vinegar, and top off that spray bottle with water. You're going to spray the underneath of your dog, lift them up and just get their belly, their limbs, 1 to 2 times a week in the summer, 1 to 2 times a month in the winter, and all year round before they're about to expose themselves to a dog park or a puppy school or somewhere where there's maybe more apt to be fleas there. Maybe someone's house that they don't treat their dogs so much and you don't want them to pick up their fleas. And then the funky paw spray. This is one of the first things I learned about oils and dogs when I had my last dog, Magnolia. I looked at her paws and it looked like the heart of like an artichoke. It was like white and fuzzy. And I was like, oh my gosh, something's happened to her paw. And I mixed up like a drop or 2 of oregano, just topped it off with water. Again, highly diluted, sprayed it on her paws once, into the day, once more. Next morning, it was a lot better. Sprayed it on once or twice that day, and it was completely cleared up. Oregano is a very powerful antifungal. Okay, so testimonials. I usually just have 1 page. I'm very passionate about my testimonials this time. I have 3 pages. So again, I'm going to ask you to screenshot this. We're kind of getting close to the end of our 15 minutes, but this is our sweet Maggie, short for Magnolia. She was a very vibrant 10-year-old golden doodle, so healthy and full of life. We took her on a road trip in our RV, and she unexpectedly passed away. The vet in Virginia thought it was likely to be from her flea and tick medicine. We didn't do the autopsy. We don't know for sure. So I'm not making any false claims. I'm just telling you my experience. It was kind of the driving home point for here I have been like switching out my toothpaste, my laundry detergent, my cleaning supplies so that my asthma is better, so that I feel better. And then I'd never thought to research flea and tick medicine. And I'm not here to point fingers. I'm just showing on these 3 slides all the research I found off the internet. Make your own decision. But we have been using the homemade essential oil flea and tick spray with Pearl for the whole 3 months that we've had her. She's 5 months old now, and she has 0 fleas. And we're in San Diego. It's now September. We are like the worst for fleas because it doesn't get cold in the winter. They don't die off. And our groomer, both times he's seen Pearl, said, wow, there's not 1 flea on her. So again, screenshot this. I'm not going to read through it. It's a little bit emotional for me, but this is what I found off the internet. There's dates to some of the testimonials. This is the second slide of the testimonials. Again, please take screenshots, do your own research, figure out what's right for you. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm just here to share my experience. And then here's the third testimonial. Again, this is on YouTube, so you can always back up if I'm going too fast. Please screenshot this. It's something that I learned through Pearl's breeder, is that it's a very common thing. He has a PhD in biology. And then when I started researching, sure enough, it seemed to all line up that this is what happened to our sweet magnolia. Okay, I got to shake it off. Let's keep going. Whew, still very emotional for me. And it's been over a year. Um, Run out and turn about. As you run out of stuff, please just replace it. I was in a store recently and I was like, oh my gosh, slowly but surely, I have built up such a library of plant-based products from doTERRA. I don't need house cleaners, laundry detergent, toiletries, sunscreen, air fresheners. I use all essential oils now. Vitamins. I've done a whole YouTube espresso on our supplements. It took me 20 minutes because we have so many. Speaking of time, I'm going to kind of keep scooting. Again, screenshot this. I do espresso chat almost every Wednesday. I'm skipping this Wednesday because I'll be at convention, but I'm almost always on. And then there's some live and in person and Zoom information, ways of gathering workshops and aroma yoga and different orientations. And then this is it. This is how to reach me. Text me, email me. My YouTube is Live Well Naturally 123. Please like and subscribe. And then you can find me on my website, Facebook, and Instagram under livewellnaturally.us. I went over just a minute or two. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you're enjoying your furry friends. And yeah, reach out if you have any questions. Again, Dr. Janet Work would also be a really great resource. I think her handle on Instagram is like the Essential Oil Vet, but it's Dr. Janet Work for sure. Anyways, I just know a little. She knows a lot, but together we're here to help educate you. All right. Lots of love to all of you and have a really great day.